Most people aren't broke because they're lazy. They're broke because of tiny beliefs that they carry in their heads every single day. Those beliefs are the beliefs that they don't even notice themselves. It's on autopilot. See, those the same beliefs are like termites in the foundation. The house still stands, but it's running from the inside. And by the time you notice, collapse is already near. I know because I carried them too. They capped my income, sabotaged my decision making, and kept me playing small. Today, I'm going to rip those beliefs out by the roots. I'll show you 7 tiny beliefs and a bonus one that keeps people broke and the simple reframes that separate the wealthy from the average. If you're ready to stop thinking like everyone else, start earning like the 1%, let's get into it. Most people have this tiny belief in the back of their head that hard work alone will make them rich. Hard work is absolutely necessary, but it is not sufficient. See, the world is filled with people who break their backs every single day, yet they still struggle to pay rent. The custodian, the factory worker, the construction worker, the Uber driver, they're some of the hardest working people on earth, but society doesn't pay them based on their sweat. Why? Because money doesn't chase effort. Money chases value. When I was broke, I thought if I just made more dials and worked more hours, things would change. But I saw other people working less and somehow making more. That's when it hit me. It's not about how many hours you put in. It's about how much value you create per hour. See, a CEO who makes a decision that saves the company $10 million in one meeting has created more value in an hour than a construction worker creates in a year. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the hardest working demographic are often the poorest. Why? Because they're still trading time for survival instead of scaling value. I want you to reframe your mindset, and I want you to remove this belief and add this one. Hard work opens the door. Smart work builds the mansion. Number 2, I'll start once I'm ready. See, waiting for the perfect timing is a coffin for your dream. I met people who have been thinking about starting their business for 5 years, who've been thinking about becoming a sales professional for the last 10 years. They wait until they have enough money saved up or enough confidence or until just things calm down. And guess what? They're still waiting. Meanwhile, someone else with less talent and fewer resources jumps in messy, learns fast, and passes them in months. We have people in my company that started 5 years after certain people, and today they're making more money, they're more sharper, they're more successful than the people that been here longer. And that is because they didn't wait for the perfect timing to take action. They just took action, they learned through the process, they continued to improve, they focused on the progress, and they got better. And today, that hard work, that smart work, and urgency is paying off. You need to understand that readiness is an illusion. You're never ready. You get ready by starting, by doing, by jumping in, and then figuring out. Jeff Bezos, I'm sure, didn't wait until he had the perfect system to start Amazon. He was packing books in the garage, but because he started, he got some feedback, and feedback created improvement, and that improvement created ability to scale. Here's what I want you to reframe and get rid of the old belief and add the new one. Action creates clarity. Waiting creates regret. Number 3, I can't afford to invest in myself. That is the biggest lie that you keep telling yourself. Broke people, they see education as an expense. Wealthy people see it as the greatest return on investment on earth. I've seen people complain that a $500 course is too much while blowing the same money on shoes, a weekend trip, or a bottle service at a club. The $500 bought them memories for one night, but it could have bought skill to change their income forever. When I was in debt, I still paid for books. I still paid for mentorship and training. Why? Because ignorance is more expensive than education. Ignorance cost me years. Education collapsed my timeline and helped me get there faster. Warren Buffett said it the best. The best investment is the one you can make in yourself. Anything that improves your own talents without being taxed on or without being taken away from you. See, I want you to take that belief, throw it away, and I want you to think of this one. If you think education is expensive, remember how much ignorance has cost you. Number 4, I need to keep everyone around me happy. People pleasing is the fastest way of staying broke. Early on, I kept saying yes to the bad clients, to draining friendships, to family guilt. I was exhausted. I was broke and bitter. Why? Because my energy was divided between everybody else's problems and everybody else's priorities. The more you try to please, the less you progress. Every single yes to someone else's comfort is a no to your greater future. I remember the other day reading on Instagram a quote by Steve Jobs. If you want to make everyone happy, don't be a leader, sell ice cream. See, you can't build wealth while making everyone else comfortable. It just doesn't work that way. So get rid of that belief that you need to make everyone else happy. You're not in circus, you're not in entertainment business, you're here to build your future. And one thing you gotta do is you gotta make sure that your priorities are straight, and you gotta make sure that you take your future serious and take some serious action that's going to help you move forward. Number 5, debt is a bad thing, but not all debt is created equal. I grew up hearing debt was danger, and yes, bad debt destroys lives. Credit cards, car loans, payday loans, all those things are bad, but good debt gives you leverage. Good debt gives you ability to multiply things faster. For example, you can have $5,000 in a credit card debt because you spent it on vacation that you didn't even earn. That's a liability. A $5,000 business loan that's going to go ahead and help you produce cash flow that you're investing in the tools, resources that you know that $5,000 is in return into $50,000 is a smart investment because you use other people's money to be able to get ahead. That is the big difference. You see, 80% of millionaires use debt at some point to accelerate their path. They didn't fear it, they managed it. When I started our business in the attic, I maxed out all of my credit cards. But the reason why I did that is because I understood the power of investment and power of OPM, other people money. I used banks' money to be able to finance the following 30 days before I was able to produce revenue. And when I produced the revenue, I paid my debt back before I even had to pay the interest on it. And that's called smart move. That being said, bad debt buys liabilities. Good debt creates leverage. Number 6, rich people are just lucky. Believing that wealth is luck is an ultimate excuse. People see a billionaire and they say, must be nice, instead of asking, what patterns did you repeat? What actions did you take? How did you get where you got? See, Thomas Jefferson was a great believer in luck. And he said, I find the harder I work, the more luck I have. I'm a great believer in luck. And I have my own certain definition for luck. And that is labor upon correct knowledge. The harder you work, the more you know, the better you get, the more lucky you will get. At this point, you're gonna have to realize that wealth is not a lottery ticket. It's a system that is compounded over time and executed with consistency. Now, some people have convinced themselves that being wealthy, being rich is not for them. So they sell themselves on the idea that I'm not the kind of a person who gets rich. That's number 7. See, your identity is a thermostat for your income. If you believe people like me don't make millions, you'll act average, choose safe paths, and never even swing at big opportunities. I was born on the floor of a refugee camp. I came to this country when I was 15 years old. I had absolutely no knowledge of any business, but I learned, I developed, I grew into the person that I am today because I always believed that I was meant to be successful. I had to rewire my own identity from being an immigrant kid in debt to a CEO building an empire. The moment my identity shifted, my decisions shifted. We all know the famous quote by Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. So change your identity so your income can follow. Now here's your bonus tip. More money will fix my problems, and that is not true because money amplifies, it doesn't transform. 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. So ask yourself why. It's because their habits didn't change. So the money only made their problems louder. If you can't manage $5,000 a month, you'll drown at $50,000. Fix your habits before your income, or your income will expose your habits. Guys, beliefs are invisible ceilings. You don't see them, but they determine how high you can go. The broke people, they hold on to these beliefs because they think that nothing else can be changed. But the wealthy ones, they challenge their beliefs to make sure that they can go ahead and change their habits and become better. So therefore, I challenge you to break these 8 habits and beliefs that I shared with you earlier today. That's why in my next video, I break it all down. I am a millionaire. If I didn't learn this one rule, I'll still be broke today. Check it out now, because if you don't master this rule, you'll stay trapped. And if you do, everything will change for you.